Ever feel like you're spending endless hours in the gym, but still not seeing the muscle growth you're after? What if I told you that sometimes less is actually more when it comes to building muscle? In this video, we explore a revolutionary approach based on recent studies, using fewer sets to maximize your gains and speed up your progress. I'll show you exactly how to make each set count so you can get stronger and grow faster without wasting time. Towards the end, I will give you a complete step-by-step guide with secrets that only high-performance athletes have access to, from strategic nutrition to the best training method. I'm Coach David Smith, and I'm here to help you build muscle in the shortest time possible. Stick with me and discover how to get the most out of every workout. Ready to build huge muscles and finally see the results you've always wanted? Let's dive in. First, let's start by breaking down some common myths that you've probably heard over and over, but they're just not true. And you need to know this up front so you're not misled anymore. Many people think that the more sets you do, the bigger the gains. They imagine that if they're not pushing through 4 or even 5 sets, they're not fully activating the muscle. But here's the real insight. If you're focused, intentional, and doing each rep with proper form, you'll need far fewer sets to work your muscles to their full potential and generate the most muscle growth in the shortest amount of time, something I'll explain in more detail later. So stay tuned to understand this essential concept in your body transformation journey. Think of it this way. Your muscle is like a sponge soaking up water. Once it's fully saturated, adding more water doesn't make it any fuller. The same goes for muscle activation. After about a few focused series, you've likely hit the point where your muscle is as engaged as it can be for that exercise. So instead of piling on more sets, the key is to make every single set count. Quality over quantity isn't just a saying here. It's a science-backed approach that can help you avoid unnecessary fatigue and keep your workouts effective. And here's something that might surprise you. Doing too many sets can actually hold back your progress. Overdoing it leads to excess muscle fatigue without giving you any extra growth. Plus, it increases your recovery time, meaning you might be compromising tomorrow's workout just for the sake of more sets today. So by focusing on quality and intensity, you're setting yourself up for faster recovery and a stronger performance next time. This approach keeps you building steadily, without burning out or falling into the more is better trap. Now, let's dive into the heart of this method, making each of those sets truly count. You see, it's not just about moving the weight up and down. To make each set powerful, you want to approach it like you're sending a clear signal to your muscles, telling them to grow, adapt, and strengthen. One technique that's been getting a lot of attention lately is using a slow tempo. Instead of rushing through each rep, try controlling the movement, especially on the way down, something around 2 to 3 seconds. Imagine you're lowering the weight in slow motion, feeling every inch of the movement. This time under tension strategy can increase muscle engagement and lead to impressive gains with fewer sets. Another approach that is gaining popularity in gyms is focusing on the mind-muscle connection. Sounds a bit mystical, but it's really practical. It's all about concentration. Before you lift, take a second to visualize the target muscle group. Let's say you're working on your biceps. Picture them contracting with each lift. Feel the squeeze, and keep that focus throughout the set. This mental connection actually boosts muscle activation and makes each rep more effective. It's almost like bringing the gym to your mind as well as your body. And trust me, once you get this down, those sets will feel like you've doubled your effort. Another top method is the strategic use of rest between sets. Now, don't just rest to catch your breath. Make it intentional. If you're going heavy, a short pause of around 60 seconds can be perfect to recharge. But for those days you want to push intensity, consider cutting that rest time down to 40 seconds to keep the muscles under stress. Think of it as fueling the intensity without giving the muscle too much of a break. It's a way to keep your body guessing and reacting, which is exactly what we want for growth. And here's a powerful tip that's picking up momentum. Finishing strong with the last few reps. After you've completed the usual reps for each set, try to squeeze in a couple more, even if it means lowering the weight slightly. This extra push, sometimes called a rest pause or drop set, can add an extra layer of intensity to your final set, maximizing muscle fatigue right when you need it most. And what is the perfect and ideal amount for maximum muscle development aiming at a quality workout to reach your maximum potential? 3 sets. That's right. 3 well-done sets are enough to work your muscles and keep them working safely and with maximum growth. Stay here, and I'll detail how this happens, and I'll give you the perfect workout to make the most of this method. So, in these 3 sets, each with focus, intensity, and the right finishing touch, you're setting yourself up for maximum growth without unnecessary extra work. When you make every set count like this, 3 is truly all you need. Let's talk about intensity techniques. These are the secret weapons that can push your results to a whole new level. Imagine you're already making every rep count in those 3 sets, but you want to give your muscles an extra reason to grow. This is where intensity techniques come in. One powerful method to try is the drop set. Picture this. You reach the end of a set, and instead of stopping, you immediately reduce the weight and push out a few more reps. Reduce the weight by 20 to 30% each time you reach failure on each main set. Include 2 to 3 reductions per set, always on the last exercise of the chosen muscle group of the day. If you do chest and triceps, for example, and want to focus on strengthening your chest, choose the last chest exercise to perform this technique. It's like giving your muscles a second wind when they think the work is over, and this added shock can be a game changer for muscle growth. Another technique that's been driving impressive gains is the rest pause. Think of it as taking a mini break within your set to squeeze out extra reps. Here's how it works. You hit your target reps, pause for about 10 to 15 seconds, then go for a few more. This approach allows your muscles just enough time to recharge a bit so you can go beyond your usual limits. It's like catching a quick breath before diving right back in, and it's a great way to push muscles to their max without overloading them with additional sets. With this, you're effectively stretching each set to get more out of it, giving you the benefits of a higher volume workout without the extra time. And if you really want to ramp things up, try combining these techniques on your last set of each exercise. Let's say you're doing that final set of bicep curls. Start with a drop set, reduce the weight, push a few more reps, then go straight into a rest pause to squeeze out even more. This combo delivers intensity right when your muscles are fatigued, sending a strong signal for growth. These techniques aren't just about pushing harder, they're about pushing smarter. By the time you finish, your muscles will have hit a level of exhaustion that primes them perfectly for growth. That's the beauty of intensity techniques. They let you make the most out of every minute in the gym. Now, when it comes to selecting the best exercises, we're not just throwing in a bunch of movements and calling it a day. The key to maximizing your gains is choosing exercises that give you the most bang for your time and buck. Start with compound movements, exercises that target multiple muscle groups at once. Think of moves like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and pull-ups. These exercises are like the heavy hitters in your routine, allowing you to lift more weight, engage more muscles, and build strength faster than isolated movements. Plus, they build a strong foundation, ensuring that every other exercise you add on top of it has a solid base to rely on. When it comes to sets and rest times, less can often be more if you're doing it right. Aiming for around 3 sets per exercise keeps the volume high enough for growth but low enough to avoid burnout. For rest, you don't need to wait too long. Around 60 to 90 seconds between sets is often ideal. This amount of time gives your muscles a moment to recover while keeping your intensity up, especially for compound movements. If you're focusing on smaller, isolated movements later in your workout, you can even cut that rest time down to 40, 50 seconds to keep the momentum going. The idea is to stay fresh but focused, giving each set full attention. As for how many times to train each muscle group, think balance. Most people find success with a 2-day split for each muscle group per week. This gives each muscle group enough time to recover while ensuring you're hitting it often enough to see progress. For example, try breaking your week into splits like upper body, lower body, or push/pull/legs. This allows you to target each area multiple times, keeping up the frequency without overwhelming your muscles. You'll notice that a well-structured schedule keeps you progressing steadily, allowing each muscle to grow without taking unnecessary breaks or overtraining. Finally, remember that quality beats quantity every time. With the right exercises, structured sets, and balanced rest, you're setting up a program that works with your body, not against it. Aim for smart training, pushing hard but knowing when to stop, resting but not losing intensity. This approach is what brings real sustainable results. So when you're planning your routine, think quality, focus, and balance. That's the winning formula for consistent growth without the wear and tear. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked aspects of muscle growth: recovery. It's tempting to think that hitting the gym hard every day is the only path to gains. But the truth is, your muscles grow outside the gym during recovery. To give them the best chance to rebuild and come back stronger, aim for at least 48 hours of rest between training sessions for the same muscle group. This downtime allows your body to repair muscle fibers, which is essential for sustainable gains. And don't forget, recovery isn't just passive. Incorporating light stretching or gentle cardio, like walking, on rest days can improve blood flow, which speeds up recovery and helps reduce muscle soreness. Now let's dive into the fuel for recovery, your diet. A well-balanced diet rich in carbohydrates, protein, and a bit of healthy fat is like giving your muscles the premium fuel they need. Carbs are crucial here, helping to replenish the glycogen stores that get depleted during intense workouts. Proteins, on the other hand, supply the amino acids needed for muscle repair and growth. You don't need to go overboard, but aiming for balanced meals with whole foods, like rice, chicken, and vegetables or oats with a side of eggs, can make all the difference. And yes, including some healthy fats from sources like avocado or olive oil rounds out your meals, helping your body absorb nutrients and keep your energy stable. In addition to improving your hormone levels and increasing your testosterone, something crucial for those who want to build muscle with maximum efficiency and want visible results as soon as possible. Consistency is what ties all this together. Sticking to a routine, from your workouts to your rest days and meal plan, is what allows your body to adapt and grow over time. Gains don't happen overnight, so find a routine you enjoy and can stick to long term. Recovery and nutrition are not just supporting players, they're key parts of the muscle building process. By focusing on consistency, you're setting yourself up for results that last. After all, true progress is about being steady, balanced, and patient. That's the secret to sustainable gains.